Welcome back to another episode of the NASCAR 25 Career Mode. We are coming off of a third place finish last time out at Iowa, where we had the very close call on if we were going to miss the pits or not. Luckily, not too much damage done to the car. Remember, I believe we were not able to fully repair the suspension going into last week. So that's a good sign that it's not a ton of damage to it. So we'll look into repairing the car. Still obviously maxed out with everything. We will go the full repair on the suspension. I'm just trying to make sure we can afford everything, which we actually will be able to afford the fully repaired car going into Watkins Glen, which is a great sign for us. Obviously, we won our first career race on a road course already this season. We have a new sponsor interest in Holly. We need a 14th or better finish at Watkins Glen for the General Tire 100. We sit 8th in points, just 4 behind Andy Jankowiak. It will be hard to get up into the top 7. William Sawalich, with his 4 wins on the season, currently leads the standings by 8 over Brendan Queen. Queen's still yet to win a race. He's finished second so many times this year. And then it's LeVar Scott in the 3rd spot, just 1 point behind Queen. We've done a great job so far through this first season of just making up ground in the point standings. Obviously, we had the rough start with Daytona and Phoenix not going great, but after Bristol, we were on fire for the rest of the season. So the goal will be to try to keep that momentum up. We sit at 19,000 rep. We need 25,000 to make the truck series. So let's get set to head into Watkins Glen.
The heart-pounding action is underway here at one of the most iconic road courses in the world, the legendary Watkins Glen International. From the sweeping corners to the infamous S's, every lap here is an adrenaline rush. So buckle up, sit back, and enjoy the ride. The cars are out on the track practicing for this weekend's race.
All right, let's get out there and see what we got.
Here we are now getting set to go out for practice. Once again, we'll be on the roof cam like we will be for every road course race in this career mode. Watkins Glen, I've struggled with a bit on this game. We're going to have to come out of the final corner, the goal of a 1 minute 18.9. We will be able to beat that here with a 1 minute 16.380. So not the greatest time, but a solid one. As that'll actually put us 12th here in practice. Sawalich goes fastest over Tyler Reif, Isabella Robusto, Lawless Allen, and Brendan Queen, the top 5. Huddleston, Keller, Scott, Jankowiak, and Koga, the top 10.
Welcome to qualifying, where drivers leave it all out on the track for a shot at pole position.
Let's get a good lap out there.
We'll now come out for group qualifying here. For our first lap, we'll come out of the pit lane now. Just the goal is to beat our goal, to say the least. As we're coming through the final corner, got stuck behind Greg Van Alst a little bit. The goal is a 121.2 as we'll come through the final corner. Clear Van Alst. It was not the cleanest final section of the lap, but we will come across for a 1 minute 14.867. Will be our lap here in qualifying. It is enough to put us 4th in Group 1. Lawless Allen tops the charts in that. Brendan Queen 2nd. Huddleston 3rd. But overall, As we let Group 2 come to a completion, William Swalch will take the pole over Tyler Reif, Isabella Robusto in 3rd, Lawless Allen 4th, Brendan Queen in 5th, Huddleston, Keller, Scott, myself, and Jankowiak, the top 10.
Let's go trackside now for the command to start this Arc of Menard Series race. Drivers, start your engines!
Get her started now. Time to go.
Here we are now coming to the green for 10 laps out at Watkins Glen International. Green flag is in the air as we get set to head down into turn 1. We'll take off from the 9th spot. Jankowiak down our inside. Heading off into turn 1. We'll take it cautious, lose the spot to Jankowiak, but try to slot in. Really pinch the 5 of Johnson Jr. now through turn 1. We'll clear him. So we'll only lose the 1 spot to Jankowiak now as we head up through the S's. Look to get beside the 73 now side by side for a second with Jankowiak. Johnson Jr. looking to make the move. We'll cut his nose off now down the back straightaway. Gotta look up for the early checkups. There's one for LeVar Scott. We'll make the move on him to get back up into the 9th position. A little bit of a slide though through the bus stop. Really got to be careful on that exit curve. That's the one that'll really spin you out. Koga, Scott, and Eric Johnson Jr. 3 wide behind us. Takuma Koga able to make the move work. As we'll exit the carousel now for the first time. It is Tyler Reif out front here at Watkins Glen. So we'll head down into the final 2 corners. Not a terrible first lap for us, but not a great one. Obviously not able to make up a ton of positions. So we got a good exit now up the inside of Andy Jankowiak. Side by side, we'll clear him now, heading off into turn 1. A pretty easy move to get around the 73 car. So we'll now exit the first corner and look to head up the S's. Now the goal is going to be to try to run down Kyle Keller in the 7th spot. Obviously, Watkins Glen, one of my worst road courses on this game. If I had to put them in a tier list, Sonoma's probably my best other than Lime Rock. So this is definitely not going to be an easy race to say the least as we head through the bus stop. I feel like I'm really good through the bus stop when I hit it, but I struggle to actually hit it well. So we'll come through the carousel now. We've closed the gap just a little bit on Kyle Keller. You can actually see his nameplate just over the car. We've pulled away from Andy Jankowiak quite a bit on this lap. So we'll now head into the final set of corners. Coming through now the short run up into the final corner. We've closed the gap a lot on Kyle Keller. The final couple corners, that's where I really feel I gain the most time as we come out of the final corner now to run up the front straightaway. Can we make the move down up the inside of Kyle Keller? Sorry for the jitteriness in this video. I don't know quite what happened. I don't know if it's something with this track. But the recording obviously had some lagging issues, as you see right here, as we're right on the back bumper of Kyle Keller. Unfortunately, I didn't catch that while recording, but we'll make the move up the inside for the 7th spot. Clearing Kyle Keller now through the bus stop for the 7th spot. Next up is Brendan Queen, and then Trevor Huddleston up ahead of him. So we get a good run out of the carousel now, as we'll try to run down Brendan Queen for that position. So we'll head into the final 2 corners now. Queen continues, it's still Tyler Reif out front, my bad, who continues to lead. We're just trying to run in. You can see how much pace we've got on the 2 cars up ahead of us. We are really quick here today in Watkins Glen. Max will come across to start lap number 4. We will have to make a pit stop in this one, even though it's only a 10-lap race. The 4 times fuel and tire wear will cause us to have to make a pit stop as we run a little bit wide, got a little sideways out of turn 1. We'll try to make the move here on Brendan Queen if we can catch him now. Good, gotta get a good run through the S's first, and you can see we're gaining just a bit on that 28 car. So we'll head down the back straightaway. Got a really good run through the S's now. We're really closing in on the 28. We'll look to the right. Gonna back out of it now. Clip the grass a bit on entry. Really try to attack hard into the bus stop. But Queen and Huddleston will be able to pull the gap just a tad. So we'll head into the carousel now. Here on lap number 4, can we make the move on Brendan Queen? We need a good exit out of the carousel. But we're not going to be able to quite get that. Huddleston still ahead of Queen. We got a great exit actually out of the carousel. Got through the gears really well. We'll look at the inside of Brendan Queen now into the second to last corner. We'll clear the 28 car for the Pinnacle Racing Group. Second in points at this moment. Isabella Robusto in for her pit stop. We'll make the move now on Trevor Huddleston. I'm really sorry about how everything in this race is looking with the actual recording. Again, I don't know if it's something with Watkins Glen that's the issue for me, or if it was just the actual recording. But we will be called into the pits this time. And this is actually the first race with the update to the pit strategy menu, where we're actually able to adjust on the car. It doesn't matter too much for this race, but we will head into the bus stop now, running in the 4th spot. I was actually a little surprised to see Robusto come in first. Obviously, she's kind of run the really long, try to push as much as you can out of the fuel and tires for the most part of the season, so it was definitely an interesting one to see her come in early. But we'll now head into the final 2 corners, trying to close the gap on Lawless Allen up ahead. As we have a big moment, we're into the wall actually coming to the pits. Just got too much of the curb, hit the wall pretty good. We will slow down in time for the pit line, but we're going to have to sit here and repair some damage as well. Not ideal, as you can see Tyler Reif in the pits, as well as William Sawalich. Lawless Allen stayed out. We'll hit 5 to go. We're going to lose a lot of time on this pit stop. We already aren't the best with pit stops in the first place, and then obviously now having the damage repair that we weren't going to need until literally 10 seconds before coming into the pits. As you can see, someone hits the wall in the pit lane behind us. As there's Sawalich and Reif side by side coming out of the pits. Jankowiak with a good pit stop. It's going to be a 15.5 second stop for us, a quick one. Considering we had the damage, that's probably one of our best pit stops of the year. We'll come out in the 17th spot behind Zachary Tinkle, ahead of Brendan Queen. As we'll come through the S's now, looking to make the move on Tinkle. Got a good run. Tinkle's gonna pinch or close the door. We couldn't back out of it. Around goes Zachary Tinkle into the guardrail. And the caution will fly for the first time here at Watkins Glen. And a lot of the cars ahead of us will be coming to the pit lane. I did not mean to do that. He just kind of cut our nose off. And by the time I realized it was happening, I couldn't back out of it. So Isabella Robusto will restart this one from the lead. We'll restart from the 4th spot. As it's Robusto, Sawalich, Reif, myself, and Queen in the top 5. We're going green. Green-white checkered finish here at Watkins Glen. 2-lap shootout. So we'll head down into turn 1. Sawalich up the inside. He'll have the advantage on Robusto now. So we come out of turn 1. We are very slow through turn 1. We'll lose a couple spots down to 6th. Queen and Scott both got by us. Sawalich clear for the lead over Tyler Reif. We'll look to the outside of LeVar Scott. We got really sideways through it, clipping the guardrail as well. As now Brendan Queen, LeVar Scott side by side. We'll have to watch out in case one of them backs out early. There you see Queen does. We back out pretty early as well, trying to avoid getting into the back of someone. Just not the ideal restart for us. Not the ideal last couple of laps. We did not want to spin Zachary Tinkle at all. Obviously, we just ended up coming together, and that restart did not go well, but Queen going to try to stay on the track, avoiding extending out of the carousel. That's going to really help us, as this is going to kill his momentum on the exit, as we'll go side by side with the 28 car into the final two corners. Still door-to-door with Queen. We'll go around the outside in the final corner. Still door-to-door with the number 28 down the front straightaway. White flag is in the air. Final lap for William Sawalich, as we'll clear for the 5th spot. Now we look to set our sights on LeVar Scott. Can we take over the 4th spot now here at Watkins Glen? So we'll head through the S's for the final time. We got a good run on Scott through the first set of it. Ran a little wide through the second. Now let's see how we can get for an exit down the back straightaway. A great run now on LeVar Scott coming out of the S section. We'll look up the inside now, heading into the bus stop chicane for the final time. Clearing LeVar Scott on entry. Now let's see if we can set our sights on Isabella Robusto for 3rd. It's William Sawalich and Tyler Reif out front. They're guaranteed for their top 2. So let's see how good of a run we get out of the carousel. We do not extend like Robusto does. We've closed the gap, though, on the 55. A really good run down the short chute into the final 2 corners. So we'll head into the second to last corner. Will we be able to make a move into the final corner? We'll think about it, but not gonna pull the trigger, as we get a good exit, though, out of the final corner. Great exit out of the final corner. We'll go side by side to the line. We'll get by Isabella Robusto, and it's going to be back-to-back 3rd place finishes. We'll meet the goal of a top 20. William Sawalich takes the win over Tyler Reif. We'll come home in 3rd. Isabella Robusto 4th. LeVar Scott rounds out the top 5. Brendan Queen, Kyle Keller, Eric Johnson Jr., Jake Finch, and Greg Van Alst round out the top 10. So, once again, sorry about all of the jitteriness in this one. I'm not fully sure what happened, but if you did enjoy this episode of the NASCAR 25 Career Mode, please consider leaving a like and subscribing, and I hope to see you guys in the next episode.